Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Olmsted.
And today we're going to be talking about how we produced our short puppet film, Morning Call.
If you haven't seen our short puppet film Morning Call, click here. It's only 3 minutes, and this video will make a lot more sense if you've already seen it.
In an earlier video of ours, How to Write a Short Puppet Show, we gave ourselves 20 minutes to come up with the idea for a show. This week, we decided to manifest that idea into a fully realized film.
First, we had to determine the style of puppetry. We decided to do our film in the style of toy theater because we wanted to be able to submit it to the International Toy Theater Festival hosted online by Great Small Works. The festival required all shows to be 3 minutes or less, and we knew we wanted to work with watercolor. These parameters gave us a structure on which to build the rest of the show.
We set up our camera to figure out the aspect ratio for our set. For this project, we filmed using a Canon EOS 60D, but you could follow this same process with a cell phone camera. We set up our camera in front of some blank cardboard and marked out the framing. Next, we had to determine what the set looked like. Based on the beats of our story idea, we knew it took place in a kitchen and that the protagonist needed to interact with a refrigerator, sink, and stove. We sketched out a rough look on the cardboard. We wanted to keep things fairly simple, but still give some visual variety, so we decided the appliances and cabinet would be on a separate layer, a few inches from the back wall.
We created a storyboard to plan our shots. This included notes to ourselves on action, sound effects, and how close the camera was. In the original script for the piece, we ended the story with an incoming Zoom call. While storyboarding, we decided that this wasn't the strongest choice, so we changed the ending to be an off-screen child calling, implying further days of struggles. We liked this alteration because it lent a greater immediacy to the drama at hand. We called upon the aid of our brilliant niece Sylvia for the voiceover.
First, we made some rough sketches. We took pictures of our stage sketch and of our main character and brought them both into Photoshop. This let us resize our hero to realistic proportions. We also tried out different color schemes before painting. Then we printed our sketch of the puppet at scale to use as reference.
We then determined how many puppets we'd need to make based on the storyboard. Our character turned away from the camera, which meant she needed a front and back. We needed a surprised face for close-ups, a sideways running look, and a drenched look. Additionally, we needed several other elements used in close-ups, such as extra arms and alternate props. Then it was time to paint. We painted on Bristol watercolor paper with Reeves watercolor paint. While we were painting, we realized that if we painted the cuffs and collars separately, it would give us crisper lines and an extra layer of depth. Once our paintings were done, we let them dry and pressed them under heavy books to avoid warping.
Because 2D paper characters can sometimes feel static, we designed our hero puppet to have a simple breathing mechanism. The head and body are separate pieces, and the neck extends all the way to the bottom of the puppet. This simple effect goes a long way.
We reinforced all set pieces with cardboard and spaced the 2 layers with strips of foam core.
We used an LED ring light for our main lighting source. This provided consistent lighting that could be adjusted by a dimmer. We used our DSLR camera with a kit lens for wide shots and a 24mm macro lens for the close-ups. For continuity and framing, we shot all the wide shots at once, followed by the medium shots and the close-ups. And we checked our storyboard before every shot to make sure we got everything we needed. We brought the footage into our computer and assembled a rough cut. Then we recorded the sound effects in our own kitchen and the voiceover using our USB microphone.
We determined early on in the editing process that the film would benefit from a soundtrack. We went into YouTube's audio library and filtered the selections to find a piece that suited our needs. YouTube's audio library is a great source of royalty-free music and sound effects. If we were to make any changes about the process for this piece, We would have chosen the music before filming so that we could more efficiently choreograph the movement to the music. That being said, we loved how well the chosen music paired with our film.
We went over the finished product several times to make sure that all the sound effects lined up properly and that all volume levels were correct. And that's how we made Morning Call.
We worked on this film over the course of about 20 hours.
Taking steps like storyboarding and creating a detailed shot list may seem like a lot of extra work, but in the end it speeds up production immensely.
This film took a lot of work because we wanted everything to be handmade, and we wanted nice camera angles and shots, but we could have done it in less time with simple drawings and a cell phone camera.
Whether you decide to use a fancy camera or a cell phone, hand-painted sets, or newspaper clippings, toy theater is a great option for artists in isolation right now. Let's end it. Great small works like that. Like that, so then I'll make a rainbow.
Oh, that's great. Remember, you too can create great small works. Oh, no, it's rising.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, it's compressing. Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I can't edit that in After Effects tonight. It's due tomorrow. Pretend it was there.